Good afternoon. We're about a week away from the first day of spring, and as you can see, there's nothing much happening in my garden. So, I think we should go take a look inside the greenhouse instead. There's a little bit of stuff happening in there. And the greenhouse right now is 21 degrees, nice and warm in here. And probably the most exciting thing for me in here right now are the fig trees, because they're getting their leaves. With the exception of Chicago. Chicago has instead decided to grow a fig. And he's also got another fig down there. Now his leaves are going to come out. They can see the little buds, but he's doing it half-assed backwards. Everybody else has decided to pop their leaves. So that's a happy news for me. That means they're doing well. The rest of the greenhouse, the citrus plants that I overwintered are doing quite well. Now these are citrus plants that they're about 9 years old. They're grown from seeds of store-bought fruit, so we're not having any high expectations of getting any kind of fruit from these things, but we've invested so much time and effort into them, we can't bring ourselves to get rid of them, because they do grow into beautiful plants otherwise. And then down there, those ones are only a couple years old. But like I said, they're all from seeds from a store-bought fruit, so yeah, you're not going to expect much. But I did overwinter my mint also that I had growing in pots, and they're all coming back quite nicely. I have 5 pots of them. I won't show you all of them though. But it looks quite beautiful. You touch them even slightly and you just like smell mint. Beautiful. I did start some little seedlings too though. And here are my sweet and red onions. Now I planted these February 3rd. And they're just starting to pop through. Just starting. And not all of them either. Like my Rosa Lunga here is completely behind the 8 ball. It's not doing anything. Little bits and pieces of the other ones. So that's all right. The leek and green onions I started at the same time as those ones are doing quite nicely. Then I have some bok choy and celery here. Now these were started, I can't remember when I started these. February 26th. February 26th. And I've got bok choy, and another bok choy. Nothing in the celery is happening. And yes, I know they do look dry, but they were just watered the day before I shot this video, so they are not going to get watered for another couple of days, because I have fungus gnats in here and I'm trying to control them, and really at the end of the day, too much moisture, tons of those stupid little bugs, but I'm working around it. I'm trying my best. The broccoli and leaf lettuce, now these were started, when did I start these? February 5th. They're almost ready to be transplanted. They're going to be transplanted here in the greenhouse though. I'm going to grow these in the greenhouse for an early spring crop, just because, especially for the broccoli, when I do broccoli in my garden in the spring, we go from cool spring weather to like warmer summer weather, almost like overnight sometimes, and then it just bolts and I never get a broccoli. So I'll try it in here, see how it does, and I'm going to do broccoli probably in the garden for the fall instead. These are shallots. They were planted when did they get done? February 21st. So later than my other onions. And they're coming up nicely. And they're in the same pan as some tomatoes that aren't doing anything yet. And the tomatoes were planted February 21st. Now, I know the greenhouse is cool at night and everything, and it's going to take a while, but I figured that if I can grow tomato plants out of my compost bin, from the seeds that get dumped in my compost bin, that are frozen solid throughout the winter time, then I can grow them in the greenhouse too. And so I'm not too concerned that none of the tomato plants are coming up just yet. I'm not concerned at all. They will come up. Positive thinking. Now the watermelons, these ones in particular, were started February 11th, and there's no seedlings whatsoever. But these particular watermelon seeds came from I'm just knocking stuff over my greenhouse. These seeds came from a store-bought watermelon that we have got watermelons from before, but who knows? Maybe they will grow and maybe they won't. But right now, nothing's happening. And actually, the next bunch of things I'm going to show you, there's a whole lot of nothing happening in them. Here's some more watermelons. Again, and there's also honeydew and cantaloupe. These were also started at the same time as those watermelons. But, like I said, nothing happening. And over here, I have a whole flat of sweet peppers. Nothing happening. I have a flat of herbs. I do have some cilantro that has popped through, and there's some parsley that's popped through, but as you can see, the basil, rosemary, the summer savory, sweet marjoram, and the thyme, nothing happening. And the same here. Watermelons again, nothing happening. It's going to be the theme for this video. Nothing happening. Now all this white stuff is diatomaceous earth because, like I said, the fungus gnats have been a problem. So I had gone and overturned some of that soil and spread some diatomaceous earth just to see if I could control it. There's still a lot of fungus gnats in here, but whatever. And then my last surviving tomato plant. Now, unfortunately, with this guy, even though he's still alive and well, his tomatoes are ripening, and they're nowhere near the size they should be. But my theory for this, why it's not doing as great as I thought it should or hoped it would, actually, more or less, what's more hope it would. My greenhouse has 2 windows. So there's a window right there, and I have another window over there. Now, the windows will open up automatically once the greenhouse reaches 24 degrees Celsius, I think it is. And this tomato plant happens to be directly in this window's firing line. So when the window opens, and if there's a cool breeze, it goes directly on the plant. And I think that affected them. So, you know, you always learn from what you do, and I think that's probably a reason why it's not doing as great. So if we decide to do the tomato plants in the greenhouse over winter next winter, this particular bed here is probably the best bed to choose. So that's what I'll try next year. So I know it's not something fantastic. There's not much to see for my garden, but it's a start. I'm thrilled about the figs in the back there. So happy they're coming back. But until that stuff goes away, I can't do anything here. But thanks for hanging out, even though there's not much to see. enjoy your last week of winter, and hope you all have a happy first week of spring. Ciao for now.